Hello everybody, welcome to R&B Reviews. I'm your usual host Rob, and I'm joined by a guest co-host today. This is Justin from Dust Productions, and we both joined forces on our videos. Ain't that right, Justin?
Yeah. What movie are we reviewing today?
Well, today we're going to be reviewing the Bob Hope comedy, The Lemon Drop Kid. We decided to get into the Christmas spirit, so we're going to review this movie on this channel. And what are we reviewing on yours?
Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 3.
Yeah, we're skipping the second one, heading straight over to the other one. So we just got done doing the Home Alone review. It's going to be on his channel. And now we're going to go into the past just a little bit to review Bob Hope's Christmas comedy, The Lemon Drop Kid. Are you ready, Justin?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Bob Hope plays the Lemon Drop Kid. He is a con man and who's always getting into straits. And the movie starts where he's in Florida doing a horse racket thing where he convinces people to bet money on the horses, every single one of them, and then eventually the winner, the person will give him a bit of money.
You know, that's something that I was trying to figure out in the movie. Right off in the beginning, I wanted to figure out, I was trying to figure out how he was trying to benefit from all that, telling everybody so he was just trying to get with everybody that was betting.
Yeah, I think there were like 12 horses, and he tells each one to bet, that he runs across to bet on every single one of them. And then eventually there's going to be one winner, and then that winner said that they would give him a piece of money.
And then they would share. Okay, because that part of the movie was a little bit confusing for me, so I just wanted you to explain it.
Yeah, so he tells a woman to bet on a horse, and that woman turns out to be the girlfriend of a gangster named Moose Moran. And so Moose Moran doesn't suffer fools gladly. So he takes Bob Hope's character home and is about to threaten him because he needs to come up with $10,000. And Bob Hope is like, oh, wait a minute. There's 23 days until Christmas. Give me the 23 days and I'll come up with the money.
And originally it was $2,000 that was bet, but it would have added up to $10,000 if he won.
Yeah.
And so that's where they come up with the $10,000.
Yeah. And long story short, he goes to New York, he finds his jilted girlfriend played by the charming Marilyn Maxwell up there, and he concocts a plan to try and come up with the money. He creates a sort of home for old dolls or older women. One of the women, played by the wonderful character actress Jane Darwell, is Nellie Thursday. Her husband, a safecracker, is about to get released from jail, and they need a place to stay. So at first it turns into a sort of way for Bob Hope to make money, but then later on in the picture he kind of has a change of heart, and he realizes he has to get he's got to save these dolls, but somehow save his neck from being
I watch a lot of older movies. I watch a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. And this is the first time I think I've actually seen a movie from like 1951, which was when it was made, correct?
It was released, yeah.
Right. There were a few things, like I said, with the whole horses and the betting. I was trying to figure out exactly what he was doing. Because obviously when you're at like a horse track, there's a lot of people there, a lot of people making bets. And just for me, it just kind of seemed hard to believe that he managed to get to someone that was betting on every single horse.
There were a few times he had to convince him to switch to another horse, though. Yeah, I guess if you're not familiar with betting with horses, you may not be. But for me, I used to watch this movie every year around Christmas time. I think this isn't necessarily Bob Hope's best comedy, but I think it's still funny. There's a lot of good one-liners. One of my favorite one-liners is he goes to court at one point, and the judge doesn't rule in his favor, and he's like bad-mouthing the judge to the bailiff, and the bailiff's like, "You watch your language. The judge has been an 18 member of the bar," and Bob Hope's like, "Yeah, that just as I thought, drinking on the job."
Right, yeah. A lot of comedy, a lot of lines from back then that are in this movie could still work today in modern movies. Like some movies, the whole movie itself can just stand the test of time, and a lot of scripts and a lot of quotes can do the same. And I think there's a lot of one-liners in this movie.
And Bob Hope does them well.
It definitely, the feel of the movie, I can see how it's considered a Christmas movie because they do like he has the change of heart, and I think he kind of feels the Christmas spirit because everybody's giving, and when he has all those Santa Clauses and he sees everybody giving, and then he breaks out into that musical with that girl that
Marilyn
becomes
Maxwell, yeah. Yep.
that becomes his wife in the movie. That's when he starts to change.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, Bob Hope's character may not be likable at first because he does a lot of wheeling and dealing, you know, and a lot of conning. And then, like, for example, at one point, he borrows $10 from the Marilyn Maxwell character to claiming that he's going to get a marriage license for him, but it turns out he's trying to get something out of Hawk, and long story short, he ends up in jail. When he calls her for help, she's like, no, you conned me, I'm not helping you out, and then he's like, dang it, and he's stuck in jail for a while. But yeah, that's an important plot point to mention. You know, one of the things he does to help raise money at first to cover for him, but then possibly later on to help the home, is he gets all these crooks that he knows on the street dressed up as Santa Claus. There's a wonderful sequence where he does almost like an army drill with them, where he walks up to each one and he does a crack at them. Like one of them smoking, he's like, Santa Claus don't smoke. And then there's one where he's like, wait a minute, what do you got in your pocket? Santa Claus doesn't drink. And the guy's like, well, it's cold out there, and I just thought, there's a wonderful sequence like that. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but one of the Santa Clauses that helps Bob Hope out, William Frawley from I Love Lucy.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It was him, yeah. And he's funny in the movie. He's really good. He's really good. And you got all these wonderful character actors in the movie. The only, I don't know if I would call this a criticism, but other than Bob Hope not quite being likable in the beginning is, you know, the musical numbers. Like, there's a couple musical numbers. The only one that I think people will recognize is Silver Bells. I think this was the first movie to use the song Silver Bells. There's another one that Bob Hope and Marilyn Maxwell sing to the old ladies, which is charming, but it's not really memorable. It's you don't need a dime to dream or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not the type of guy that likes musicals. Like, when I watch a TV series and there's a musical episode, 9 times out of 10, I don't even watch it.
So you're not going to be watching Hairspray in a few days?
Oh, God. I mean, I can respect musicals. And in 1951, that was like a common thing in a movie, you know. I think that was a selling point for movies. People wanted to go just to see people sing and how they were able to make it work with the script in a movie, you know. So, I mean, I understand that, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't really cringe. It's just when they first started singing, I'm like, oh God, they're gonna sing. And then they would sing, and then I'd watch the interaction, and you know, and they did a good job with it. I will definitely give them that. And I mean, it was a good movie. I did like the movie. You know, I was afraid that I was gonna sort of get bored throughout the movie, but it didn't really happen because of the character development and interactions.
Definitely. For me, it is a funny. I think now. Here's the thing: if you want a movie to laugh at, this is it. I mean, there's some plot holes and there's some stuff that don't make sense. But I mean, if you want a realistic Christmas movie, this isn't it. But if you want a movie that maybe on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, you want to sit back, relax, and laugh while the ham or the turkey or whatever is cooking, I think this movie is good. There's great one-liners. There's great visual gags.
When he's walking in New York, when he first gets there, and he practically gets blown away by the wind, and then he comes back and there's 2 little girls that got a hold of him, and he said, oh, it's a good thing I came along, like he was helping them, but he was really helping himself because he needed the extra weight.
Right, yeah. So, but I think it's a good movie and it's worth checking out. And how do you feel? Do you think it's a movie worth checking out?
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, like, when I watch a movie, when I'm done watching it, I decide whether I think it's a good movie or not. If I haven't decided yet halfway through the movie, and whether I would actually watch the movie again. And yes, I would watch the movie again. And you know, there's some movies that you'll watch that you may not necessarily go and buy the DVD or whatever. Like, I can see myself going out and actually buying the DVD to this movie.
All right. Well, that's a review of The Lemon Drop Kid. If you want to leave your comments about the movie, go ahead and post it if you've seen it or about the video. And if you're interested, I'm going to put a link either on the screen or in the description box. Please go check out his channel, which is Dust Productions. We did a review of Home Alone, and of course, check out his other videos. Justin, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad you got to be on my channel today, and I'm glad I got to be on yours.
Right, alrighty.
So thank you very much, and thank you for your visit.
We'll see you next time.
I hope.